Hello everyone, welcome back to our Power BI channel. So under this playlist guys, we will only able to see Power BI related updates. So on November 2023 guys, Microsoft has introduced one more latest visual in Power BI, which name is New Slicer, or people generally call it Button Slicer. So now the question is, what's new here under this New Slicer visual, and why this visual is different with old Slicer visual? So guys, the answer is there are a lot of additional formatting feature here under this new slicer visual, which makes your report more realistic and dynamic. So in this tutorial guys, we will only able to cover all the features in detail about this new slicer visual. So here is the visual guys, which name is new slicer. So to see this visual guys, firstly you need to update your Power BI desktop. So simply guys, firstly you uninstall your Power BI desktop and download and install it again. So I have already uninstalled and installed it again in my machine. So guys, after installation and downloading, if you are still not able to see this new slicer visual here in your visualization pane, then you need to follow some additional steps. So just click here on this file button and go here in this options and settings, and simply go here in this options, and here guys you need to go here in this preview features option, and here you guys can see the option is button slicer visual. So you need to enable this button slicer visual and click OK. After this guys, you need to restart your application, and once you restart this application guys, then you guys will get to see this new slicer visual in your visualization pane. And now guys, let's start the practical. So go to this practical page, and now guys I will take this new slicer visual and let me drag and drop it here. So firstly guys, let me show you the data set which I am using here under this new slicer visual. So I will go here in this data view, or you guys can say this table view. So here I have taken 3 columns like products, links and subcategories, and under product column guys I have taken few products and its links along with its subcategories. And now let's go back to the report view, and now look at the parameter of this new slicer visual. So here we have just only field parameter and tooltips. So tooltips guys you have already aware about it, and under field parameter guys, firstly we will take this product column and drag and drop it here simply. And now let's talk about some formatting feature of this slicer. So go here in this formatting pane and click here on this slicer setting. So here we guys can see some formatting feature under slicer setting. So if you guys want to select some single value, just turn on this single select and click here on this force selection. So see guys, the one value is been selected now. And if you click here on this show select all, so you guys will get to see one more option, which name is in just one click you guys can select all the values. And now you guys can deselect from single click. So you guys can use this feature according to your requirement. So now let me turn it off. And now let's talk about the next formatting feature of this new slicer visual, which is shape. So now let me expand this shape feature, and from here guys you guys can change the shapes. Let's say rounded rectangle. See guys, the shape design has changed. And if I select the next option guys, which is snip tabbed both top, so let me click it here guys. So see guys, the design has again changed. And from here guys you guys can increase or decrease the size and play it accordingly. So now I will again select this rectangle. And now let's talk about the next formatting feature, which is layout. So let me expand this layout button, and from here guys you guys can change the alignment. Let's say right. So see guys, the values are coming here under the right, and if you click here on the top, so see guys, your values are coming here under this top. And now let me scroll it down, and here we guys can see we have an option of rows and columns. And here we guys can see we have 3 columns and 3 rows. Let's suppose you want to see all the values in the single column. So just put it here simply 1. So see guys, now you guys can see your all the values are coming here under the single column. If you scroll it here, you guys can see all the values in the single column. So in a similar way guys, you guys can also change the row setting. Let's say 5. So see guys, here we guys can see the 5 rows. And you guys can also make the spacing from here. And now guys, let's talk about the next formatting feature, which is overflow. So let me expand this feature first. And here we guys can see the by default option selected is continuous scroll. That means this is the scroller guys. So here we can see the option is selected continuous scroll. And now let me click this drop down. And if you select paginated guys, so here you guys can see your all values are coming here under one slicer without any scroller. So if you click here on this drop down, then you guys can see the next value. So it's totally up to you guys how you want to display this slicer. So I want to display it as continuous scroller. See guys. And from here guys, you guys can also change the direction of overflow. So this time guys, it is vertical. So if you want to make it as horizontal guys, so simply click here on this horizontal. See guys. And now let's talk about the next formatting feature of this new slicer visual. So the next formatting feature is callout value. So let me click here on this callout value guys. And the first feature is state. So we will definitely talk about this feature. So for now only guys, let me skip this. So here are the values guys. Let's suppose you want to increase the size of the value. So simply click here on this increase button. And from here guys, you guys can change the font style. And from here guys, you guys can also change the colors. This is a general setting which we have already discussed multiple times. From here you guys can increase or decrease the transparency. You guys can also play with the alignment, let's say in center. And if you have some display unit guys, you guys can also play with the display units. And now let's talk about this label. So let me turn it on and expand this. So here guys, under this field option guys, you guys can add some other columns or other fields. Let's suppose guys, you want to see product with its subcategory. So simply select this subcategory field here and drop this here under this add data. So now we guys can see the product as well as its subcategories. So you guys can also play with the subcategory feature. You guys can increase the size just like this. You guys can also change the font style. Or you guys can also change the colors. And you guys can also play with the position. Right now it is in bottom. Let's suppose you want to make the value in top. So click here on this above value. See guys. And now let me remove it. And now let's talk about the next formatting feature. And the next formatting feature is images. So let me click here on this images button guys. And here you guys can also add the images of the products. So under this field parameter guys, simply select this link. Just select this link field and drop it here. And see guys, whatever the product name we have, we can see the images of this product. And this time guys, image fit is fill. So from here guys, you guys can change to normal. See guys. And we have one more feature guys, which name is fit. That means this image is fit to this size. See guys. So in this way, you guys can add any of the image with these links. And now let me scroll it down. So here we have transparency guys. So you guys can play with the transparency just like this. But this time guys, I want this image fit as normal. And from here guys, you guys can also play with the saturation. See guys. And here we have one more option guys, which name is blur. If you guys want to make this image blur, so you guys can use this option. See guys. So here are a lot of formatting feature here under this new slicer, which makes your report more realistic and dynamic. And you guys can also change the position. Let's say right. See guys. So in this way, you guys can also play with this image position. And you guys can increase or decrease this image area. See guys. So it's depend on you guys how to display this slicer visual. And now guys, let's talk about the last formatting feature of this new slicer visual, which name is buttons. So let me turn it on first. And here we guys can see we have lot of formatting features like border, shadow, accent bar, glow and so on. So now let's understand how these button feature works. So here guys, the state should be selected. So if you guys see it here, if I click here any of the visual, let's say butter, so it's turned into this black color. So let's suppose if you want to change the color of this background. So simply use this fill option. Just expand this and you guys can simply change the color from here. Let's say red. See guys. And here you guys can also play with the transparency. Just like this. And you guys can also add some images from the desktop. But this time guys, I don't want to add any image here. And now let's talk about this shadow option. So let me turn it on. So here you guys can also add some shadows. So this time it is in black color. You guys can see it here. So now let me change into this yellow. So see guys, the border shadow is yellow now. So from here guys, you guys can also change the offsets. So let me make it is inside. So here some yellow shadow in the corners, in inside. So if you want to add some glow here, so simply turn it on. And just expand this glow button. This time it is in blue guys. Now let me change into this green. So see guys, now it is in green color. So in this way you guys can play with this button formatting feature. And now let's talk about this accent bar. So let me turn it on guys and expand this. So this time guys, the accent bar color is black. Now let me change into this blue. And from here guys, you guys can increase or decrease the width of this accent bar. See guys, this bar is increasing in blue color. And you guys can also increase or decrease the transparency of this bar. So these are the features guys which are come here under this new slicer visual. So I hope guys you have definitely enjoyed this tutorial and learned with new feature and new visual about the Power BI. So for such kind of updates, stay connected with us and kindly support this channel. And if anyone wants to learn free Power BI from scratch, so here we have this free YouTube channel guys, which name is Power BI Full Course by Shubham. And under this 50 tutorials guys, I have explained each and every concept in detail. And if you click here on this playlist button guys, so here we guys can see we have different kinds of playlists. So under this DAX expression playlist guys, you guys can learn DAX functions from scratch, where I have tried to cover each and every DAX function in detail. And with the help of this visualization playlist guys, you guys can learn about the visuals in detail. And we are also covering some custom visuals here in this visualization playlist. And with the help of this update playlist guys, we are covering each and every update about the Power BI. And those who are visit first time on this channel, kindly hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to press this bell icon guys, else you will miss an update. So stay connected with us for such kind of detailed learning. And for the job seekers guys, we have this free Telegram group where I'm keep posting latest Power BI jobs opening, as well as you will also find some updates about the Power BI. So you don't need to pay anything to anyone for jobs and trainings. But if you still think guys you require paid training session, so I am also providing one-on-one paid training sessions. And from day 1 class guys, I prepare for you interview rounds with some scenario based questions, which is asked by an interviewer. So for paid training support or any other queries guys, you guys can connect me on LinkedIn or Telegram channel. Both the links are given under the description box. You guys can follow me there. Thank you so much guys for your more love and support. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much.